Madam President, we all know that on July 1st, interest rates for subsidized Stafford loans doubled from 3.4% to 6.8%. Now, I've twice voted to extend the 3.4% rates to protect our nation's students. Unfortunately, both times we had those votes, the extensions were defeated. Without congressional action, the 6.8% interest rates will stand as current law. I think today we're going to vote for a bipartisan compromise to keep student loan interest rates low this year. I plan to vote for that compromise, but I have some concerns about it. I do want to thank my colleagues who have spent many hours coming to an agreement that could pass this body. This is a bipartisan compromise, and I think it's very important that we work together to address this issue. And while the compromise isn't perfect, our undergrads and our graduate students will be able to go to college this fall with peace of mind, knowing that the interest rates are well below those that they would otherwise face. In fact, this compromise will save $30 billion in interest debt to students over the next 4 years. Undergraduates borrowing this year will save about $2,000 over the course of their studies, and graduates could save between $4,000 and $9,000. Today, assuming it's offered, I also plan to vote for the Reid-Warren amendment to lower the cap on interest rates. And I would have supported Senator Murray's effort to allocate any resulting savings to shore up Pell Grants, which would help fund those students who need it the most, though I understand that we are not going to be able to vote on that amendment. While today's vote is important to keep student rates low for this year's students, I want to be very clear that I do not consider this compromise to be a permanent fix for our students. Included in the bill is a requirement for a study to be conducted by the nonpartisan and independent Government Accountability Office, which will analyze the cost of running the student loan program. Once we have the results of this study, we should use the information to determine what course of action is best for our students. One thing is very clear. Any solution should not come at the expense of our students. Affordable higher education is one of the best investments we can make in our country. It's essential to growing this nation's economy, to creating jobs, and to protecting the middle class. Our businesses need educated workers to compete in the new global knowledge-based economy. And the immigration bill the Senate recently passed, which I voted for, we increased the number of highly skilled workers that businesses could bring in because there's currently a shortage in this country of those highly skilled workers. I supported that, but that's really a crutch, a short-term fix. We should be educating American students for these high-skilled jobs. In my home state of New Hampshire, the student loan debate is a very important one. Last year, a survey found that our state had the highest average student debt in the nation at $31,408 per student. Nearly 3/4 of New Hampshire students have some amount of student loan debt, the second highest percentage of students with debt in the country. We must protect our students. We should not be trying to solve the fiscal challenges facing this country on the backs of our students. We can't afford to price middle-class families out of a college education. Studies show that adults with degrees from 2- and 4-year colleges have far higher family incomes than adults who have high school degrees. In fact, according to a recent study from Georgetown University, people with bachelor's degrees earn about $1 million more over their lifetimes than those who don't have a college degree. We need to get rid of any barrier that stops students who want to pursue degrees. Recently, I met a woman named Anne from Manchester who had been a recipient of student loans. She was able to go to school and get a degree because of Pell Grants. Anne will quickly tell you that without aid, she would never have even thought about pursuing a college degree. She's now working in a professional capacity, and she's contributing to her community in so many ways. Unfortunately, Ann's now worried about her daughter, a single mother who works part-time, who has limited options to pursue her own dream job because of the high cost of education. She told me that, as she said, these kids are our future. We can't limit them this way. Student loans should not be an obstacle that is insurmountable. She's right. We need to make it easier and more affordable for Americans to go to college, not harder and more expensive. I also heard from a woman named Patricia. She's 45, a single mother with 3 children under 18 years of age. She's currently a student at Granite State College who's relying on loans to get her degree. For the past 10 years, she and her family have been in and out of homeless shelters. She grew up as the youngest of 9 children in a family where the option of college was never even considered or discussed. Patricia has an incredibly tight family budget. Student loans are critical to her getting a degree and ultimately to being able to provide for her family. Sadly, any increase in student loan interest rates could limit Patricia's ability to continue her education. The bottom line is clear. We all know it. We have to make college more affordable. It's essential for our students, it's essential for their futures, and it's essential for the future of this country. If we expect to compete in this global economy, we have got to make sure we have the high-skilled workforce we need, and that means making sure that those young people who want to go to college can afford to get that degree. It is just too important for our country's future to fail at this. So thank you, Madam Chair. I will be voting for the bill, as I said, but I certainly hope that we are all committed to making greater progress and making college education more affordable. Thank you. I yield the floor.